Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 0.25% to 43,163. Ethereum up 0.25% to 33.46. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Our globally extended KS family is all about real wealth. I'd just like to give a call out to some very special people: Nicholas, Jasmine, Thomas, Maxwell, and newborn George. Just lots of love from our community. Just like crypto, life is not a straight line. Often we go through life pullbacks. Please, if you're going through a life pullback, know that our community's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. The sun will come out again, and there's always hope. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. Rule 781, crypto technical analysis is a skill and it's a philosophy. The philosophy is all about mastering emotional control as an investor or trader, and we know that all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. It's really important to have emotional mastery. It makes the difference between profits or losses. Many people, when they enter the crypto space, just focus on the money. They want 10x, 100x, a million x gains. But unfortunately, there is a difference between the mindset that makes money and the mindset that keeps money. Without integrity, decency, kindness, people find that whatever they make will just slowly disappear. Without inner peace and outer peace, it's really hard to make money because people will be conflicted. There's an entire section in the masterclass devoted to real wealth, and this section can be life-changing. To understand that when we approach life from a positive excellence life trend, things will just click into place. You can think that you are on a roller coaster in life. Life goes up and down. Sometimes we have dizzying heights, followed by severe pullbacks. They can happen to anyone. And this is all part of life's strategy, part of its process. But that roller coaster is on rails and you are protected. Each time we go down and have a life pullback, you're actually accumulating strength for the next life rally. It's really beautiful to think about life in this perspective. Rule 306, self-doubt causes losses. This is a really hard one because self-doubt can be so hidden. Self-sabotage happens to every investor and every trader, and it needs to be something that is overcome. But how do you overcome it? Self-doubt is always like something, oh, I knew it wouldn't work out. If I do this, it's just not going to work. Actually combating those hidden messages, those hidden rules within your mind is incredibly important. A lot of people say, how much money can I make from crypto? I will always ask the question, what are the hidden rules that you tell yourself about your relationship to money and wealth? They're very, very important to uncover. What I'd like to share with you each day is the fact that you're worthy because you're incredibly unique. Nobody will ever be you, and nobody has ever been you in the past. You are so unique, you do not need to compete with other people. When people come from a position of scarcity, they basically hold their uniqueness constant and they think that they have to compete with others. You don't. You just have to let your uniqueness shine through. Your uniqueness makes you automatically deserving of kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. This is a way that you can battle self-doubt and self-sabotage. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Looking at the Fear and Greed Index, we can see that we've been under extreme fear for quite some time. There's an enormous amount of panic inside the market. Smart money, investors and traders always buy panic. Panic is the ultimate buying time. and profits are locked in when you buy. Primarily, if you buy at the correct levels, you can always make a profit, and it doesn't matter what the current market conditions are. We can be in a full-on bear market. If you buy correctly, you can be profitable at all times in all markets. Turning to Bitcoin's price analysis, we can see Bitcoin is currently trading at 43,146. It's just above support at 41,933. There's a confluence of supports. We're getting a bit of a cradle in here, which shows that we can get momentum inside the market. Please be aware that smart money always likes to break technical patterns. When people come from the stock market or Forex, what they often find when they get into crypto is very rejection orientated. It loves to hunt for stops. So people will have certain stop levels underneath these support areas and they'll get triggered. That's why smart money is always seeking to lower the average price, just spike it down, because they understand the 10-5-10 rule. What is the 10-5-10 rule? Think about it like this. If you buy a particular crypto at $10 and it reduces to $5, and then your friend comes along and he buys that at $5 and it goes back to $10, what has actually happened there? Your friend just made 100% and you recovered your price. When price comes down, that is the ultimate time to buy. It's really important to understand that. Many people buy when it's green. Smart money buys when it's red. Very different philosophies. And that's why we always cover the emotional segment on our community, because it's really, really important to understand. What we can see here is that there is a good level of support running through at 41,933. Smart money could likely violate that technical, do what is called a technical violation, to try and push the price down. This will completely freak out any remaining retail investors, because just think about it like this. Bitcoin has been coming down for about 64 days now. People are just giving up. But not us. We have a smart money mindset. We understand that the technicals give us a really, really good indication as to what is happening, but we overlay that with the knowledge of what institutions do and how they try to basically freak out retail investors, and they do a very, very good job of it too. So how low could things go? We could get a long tail rejection all the way down to 37,406. If that happens, our community will be very happy, because we layer in at levels of support below the current price. But we always know anything is possible in crypto. So we have a philosophy of making in advance probabilistic choices. This is what all smart money investors and traders do. They assess the probability that it could go down. They assess the probability that it could go up or go sideways. And they just say, what will I do if these three things happen? One will happen, but with crypto, they could all happen within a day. About 6 weeks ago, I played out the scenario on about December the 5th that I thought we may get a pattern like this. And if we get a pattern like this, it's just a normal crypto pattern. So we do have to be mindful. We could get a long tail rejection coming down here. Just bear that in mind. However, what happens when we get above the resistance level here, this yellow line? Resistance acts like a ceiling. It tries to push price down. Why? Because there's a lot of sellers up there saying, go down, go down. And there's a lot of buyers at support saying, go up, go up. That's why we're seeing this squishing of price action. It's a technical term. What typically happens when we get price compression like this, it makes a move to either side quite decisively. I believe the probability is that we may get a wick down followed by a very big move up. And why do I say that? Because we've seen it so many times in crypto. This is just the hallmark of crypto institutional price behavior. When you read in the news, there's no shortage of problems in the economy or in the world. We can see the C19 cases around 328.5 million. And if we go down, we can see the number of new cases has just been basically going off the charts. The number of deaths has remained relatively low, which is really wonderful. Let's look at yesterday's cases. We had 2.426 million new cases yesterday. Looking at the headlines on the Wall Street Journal, you can see Omicron. We always said this. When you have so many cases breaking out throughout the entire world and a lot of people staying away from work and different activities, of course the stimulus must increase. And this is just what smart money knows. Even though people are talking about tapering and taking financial aid out of the system, there's basically good luck to them. It's just not possible under the current economic conditions. Crypto technical analysts trade the chart in front of them. They understand that it's a profession and it requires skill and a philosophical control and emotional control. Just as a surgeon, an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer can earn life-changing wealth, so too can crypto technical analysts, but they must be in control of their emotional state. It's really, really important. It's vital. Can you imagine if you went to an accountant and the accountant was out of control emotionally? You'd be a little bit worried. Or if you're going in for a surgery and the surgeon is an emotional wreck or is emotionally very unstable, that wouldn't be so good, would it? You would want a professional, and professionals control their emotions. When you look at the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, it's all about emotional control, but it's about much, much more than that. Rule 28, opportunities reset daily. This is a hallmark of the crypto market. Opportunities do reset daily, and there's always opportunities in the crypto market. Doesn't matter, bull market, bear market, it's irrelevant. There's a lot of doom and gloom in the media. And why is that? Because the media sells news. They need to be newsworthy. What is a newsworthy story? It's one that terrifies people. Why is that? Because people need to be terrified to buy things. I guess that's how the news thinks. But we don't think that way at all. We just bypass all the terror and we look inside the charts. What is Bitcoin's price action telling us? It's telling us that it's starting to recover. It's done a technical bounce here. It's finding a level of support, and it's potentially going to cut through another resistance line. And when it does that, it will be on its way back up, at least to the 48,474 mark, just in the temporary term. What can we see with Ethereum? We can know that Ethereum follows Bitcoin's gravity. This is the way that all alts perform in the market. And of course, Ethereum is a rather large alt. It's a massive alt. But we understand that as Bitcoin's price gathers strength and momentum, Ethereum will follow either to the upside or to the downside. But we see something really interesting in Binance Coin. Binance Coin is starting to shoot up. And if we consider the relative performance of Bitcoin, for example, to Binance Coin, we can see that it's already up at around this level, which would be up at around this level if Bitcoin was doing the same thing, or up around this level if Ethereum was doing the same thing. That's showing a lot of strength. We often see that Binance Coin does these big moves up just before the market starts to rally, so we'll keep our eye on it. What about Sol? Very good project. It's just overcoming a level of resistance, starting to turn around, but it's got a little bit of space here to go, but it could be really good. Cardano. ADA is making a play. Good on you, Charles. Charles has come back to life. Fantastic. And we're seeing some pretty good movement, but realize that the slope of this line, this is all about sellers coming in and saying, no, ADA, down you go, down you go, down you go. That's a resistance line where the sellers are pushing the price down, and they've had a good deal of success doing that. We'll need a lot of buyers to overtake these sellers. When that happens, when the sellers get exhausted, ADA could do really well, but we need to look for signs of that. Or else what we actually may find is that ADA could come up here and strike this resistance line around $1.55 and then get shot back down. We just need to wait. Of course, if you're a long-term investor in ADA, hopefully you've been layering down and buying at seriously low levels. You want to buy the fear if you're a long-term investor. For example, ADA's up around 10% right now. This is not the time to lean in. This is the time to place buy orders down at layers of support if you want to enter. I can hear many people say, but Ken, what if price gets away from us? I'll miss the opportunity. You can just look at this. We saw ADA rally up and then fall below that particular price. We saw ADA rally up and then retrace. It rallied up here to around $1.36 and then came down to around $1.22. If you're buying in layers at support levels, you generally are not too fast with crypto. Crypto is very spiky by nature. It has high volatility, and you want to make that volatility your best friend. XRP is starting to turn around, and we can see XRP is just following Bitcoin's fingerprint. That's the blue line in the background. What about DOT? Same thing as XRP, same thing as so many other cryptos in the market. It's following Bitcoin's fingerprint. What do we see with Luna? Luna is doing really well. It's got so much power. There was a divergence between Luna's trajectory and Bitcoin's trajectory. Basically, Bitcoin came down, Luna went up. It's a potential that people may start to book profits in Luna and take the money out and put them into things like DOT or Sol or ADA or XRP or a wide variety of Bitcoin, ETH, other alts, because they've seen that they've done quite well. So just be aware of that. I call that the changing of the guards. Looking at the next day, this is really good. This particular example with Dogecoin. Let me just zoom in there. Just zooming in here in Doge, we see Doge really rallied very hard. It came up 57%. My concept to people, please layer in at levels of support. What have we seen here? Doge has actually come back nearly 20%. For example, if you put in $1,000 and it came down 20%, you just lost $200. That's why we always buy at levels of support below the current price. We see these big spikes as call to sell spikes. They're not a financial blessing. They go in the opposite direction. They call in retail investors and traders to get sold into. Please just be aware of this. The smart money mindset is completely different. So for example, when you see big spikes up, just be aware that they're often unmaintainable. I often say it goes up the lift and down the stairs. Let's have a look at AVAX. AVAX is starting to recover. What's SHIB doing? Starting to try to attack this line of resistance at around 34.39. What about Matic? Matic has been really strong. It's doing rather well, but we always must bear in mind if we get a changing of the guards. What about Litecoin? It's recovering. And we can see basically things are starting to bottom out in the crypto market. The reason that we look through so many alts is we want to gain a really fantastic perspective of what is happening through the broader market. Most people just go to their beloved alts and they give them a bit of a cuddle and they look at them and say, wow, I love you, beloved alt. And that's really great. It's very nice. But the key is to actually understand how the crypto market as a whole is moving and how the different sectors play in. We can see Uni starting to come up. What about Chainlink? It's looking good, making a series of higher lows. This is a low, this is a low, but this is higher. And we'll probably form one down here somewhere. If we get a takeoff, we would expect this resistance to be hit through here and through here. Let's just see how it goes. Okay, what's Algo doing? It's consolidating. That's really good price action. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. We can see Bitcoin Cash is just following the directional movement of Bitcoin at the moment. Tron is starting to turn around. That's TRX. Mana starting to put in a bit of a party here. That's a really big move up. Maybe it's not so easy to see, but that's quite good. Axie Infinity following suit, making a move upwards. Let's have a look into Rose. We've just been doing this as a bit of a thought experiment. A couple of days ago, when we looked at Rose, it was in this particular price momentum. It was coming up and up and up. And the concept was, be a little bit careful, just buy at levels of support below. What has happened? It's come down. And if you had have bought, for example, at that 51,950 mark, you would have done quite well. And that's a degree under where it was, at around 60 cents. This is really important. When we look at particular cryptos, we're trying to understand their personality. We do chart psychology. We're psychologists. We look at the chart and say, wow, you're really euphoric. You party hard and then you get a hangover and you need a bit of a break. And then you gather momentum, you party hard, you get a bit of a hangover, and so forth and so on. So as we looked at Rose, we said, okay, what is the probability here? We can see a really good positive momentum in terms of these lines. But if you want to enter, don't enter up here at 60 cents or around that top area. That's where we were talking about a couple of days ago. Just buy in levels of support down. If you get one of these long wicks, for example, down into these zones, that's fantastic buying. You make your money when you buy. A lot of people think you make your money when you sell. You actually make your money when you buy. So what else do we see in Rose's pattern? This is a really good upward support line. We wouldn't anticipate that this would be broken by too much if it does come down. If it does break it, it could come midway in between. But it looks pretty good for the moment, and we can see a lot of upward momentum. So does that mean I would recommend you buy Rose? Absolutely not. I don't recommend any particular crypto. All we're doing basically is just pointing out what the psychology of this price action is. And you may say, Ken, psychology? What do you mean by psychology? It's just a price chart. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. When you've been in the game for decades and decades, you understand that every single one of these bars represents the hopes, dreams, and fears of people buying and selling. It's all determined. Price is determined by psychological group behavior. That's why if people get into crypto, but they don't want to have anything to do with these ugly, squishy things called emotions, they're actually shortchanging their own profitability. You have to understand the emotional state. We'll keep tracking Rose because I think it's a really interesting thing for you to see things unfolding in real time. What do we see with Fed? It's just consolidating like so many other cryptos. Cosmos, Atom, is really, really interesting. Atom is about to break out into price discovery. If it does this, that could be really interesting. Having a deeper look at Atom, we can see it's really, really close to taking out all of these previous all-time highs. Very, very interesting. Please be aware that buying in levels of support is always a good idea. Why is that? Because the market's momentum is gathered from Bitcoin. We just have to be aware of this all the time. It's possible that we could get a movement out, for example, of Atom into the more stable, like Ethereum kind of alts. This is always on the cards and you must be aware of it. So have your three-way strategy in play. There is no certainty in the crypto market. A lot of people say, and they want certainty. It is a fantasy, and it's really important to understand that. The real key is to just look at divergences. We can see Bitcoin was coming down. Atom, Cosmos was going up. Then Bitcoin went up. Atom came down. And then we hovered, it came back into alignment. Now we're seeing divergences. Just bear this in mind. That's why smart money always makes 3 in advance probabilistic choices. For example, if you're in Atom, what will you do if Atom starts to go down as Bitcoin rallies? You'll have a strategy for that. What about if Bitcoin rallies and Atom rallies? You'll have a strategy for that. or just Atom goes up and Bitcoin tends to go down, you'll have a strategy. Or what if it consolidates and goes sideways? You'll have a strategy for all these three things, and you'll sleep like a baby. I've noticed there's always a bit of a confluence between BNB and FTT because they're exchanges. What we see here, FTT has been rallying really strongly. This could be pointing to an imminent turnaround in Bitcoin. Looking at the next date, we can see EGLD starting to consolidate around the current price. We can see ICP has started to come down. There was a lot of really interesting positive momentum in ICP. Let's zoom in on that. The first thing we see when we look at ICP is, ouch, this thing has come down like a brick. Like every single crypto, where you buy depends on your profitability. Of course, where you sell is important too. But the concept is that ICP has been coming down since about the 10th of August. It's been coming down the whole time, but we've got a very clear line that it's coming down on. We could see before that ICP was attacking its resistance line. And I said, just be aware, there's a whole lot of sellers that will be up there trying to push the price down. And that's exactly what's happened. So let's just overlay a little bit of analysis here. I'll just zoom in there for you. So we can see that ICP did in fact do quite well. Just from this low, it went up about 82%. That's pretty impressive. It challenged that resistance line. It failed. It was pushed down about 30%. It rallied up another 40%. It was pushed down about 19%. Okay, you can see the volatility that's inherent in the crypto market. It is making its way up, but it's currently under resistance right here. Just bear these things in mind. When you're looking at cryptos that have steep sell resistance, it's sometimes a really good idea just to push or divert your attention into cryptos that have got a positive trend. That's of course not to say that you can't make money. There are always opportunities in every market, every style of chart. Just be aware and focus on what your particular strength is. Sometimes doing things like this is a good idea, but please be aware that when a crypto is going down and down and down in value like this, you have to be really careful. Of course, you will get relief rallies, but you need to be really careful. This is exactly the wrong type of pattern that we want in crypto. We want something that's going up as much as possible. We can see SAN doing quite well, and it's actually following Axie and Mana as a group. So this is always good to understand your group dynamics. Filecoin is still under resistance. File is showing much greater weakness than what ICP is, but just bear in mind, File has a similar pattern to ICP. When we look at Filecoin, yes, we've seen some pretty good action, but if you bought up around the $223 mark and you're now sitting on $30, you're probably not that happy. CHR continues to do really well. Theta token is under resistance at present. Ethereum Classic is looking really weak, under resistance as well. NEAR is hitting a top level resistance line. What is it doing? It's bouncing back from that. It may bounce back further, for example, to that 16359 or even lower than that, because NEAR is really spiky. Rule 444, ignore tips, advice and marketing. It's always really important to make your own decisions. Don't be swayed by what other people say. Turning to the community favorites, we can see VRA is still under resistance. Icon is starting to turn around. And the really interesting thing that we can say, because we look at everything across the crypto market, is we can say, wow, things are starting to look like, for example, BNB and FTT. We're starting to get inflows there. They're starting to look quite good. Some of the decentralized exchanges are also upcoming. This is all healthy signs for a potential turnaround. Okay, what's happening with sushi? It's still under resistance, but making a series of higher lows, which is really good. IOTA is still in consolidation range. Loopring could be a really interesting project. It's got a lot of positive momentum. We could get a technical bounce from these levels. We'll just check out how that goes. It's really interesting that I talk about ICP and Filecoin and say, well, be careful with those because they have negative momentum. LRC has positive momentum. If you're actually buying long tail rejections, you have a bit of security when it comes to things like LRC. Always make your in advance probabilistic choices. What happens if it comes down, it goes up, or goes sideways? You need to have answers to those questions every time you make a buy. It also applies to sell. If you sell and the crypto keeps going up, how do you feel? If you feel somehow disappointed, you're feeling in the wrong direction, you should have a specific target that you set that you're happy with. If that gets filled, you're happy. And if it keeps on going up, you don't care. That's the way to trade with the smart money mindset. We can see RSR is still under various levels of resistance. Audio is starting to turn around. Cartesi has taken a bit of a slip down of late, but Cartesi is very spiky. Whatever alt you have, always let price come to you, because you know price is always moving in a wave, and we never FOMO inside our community. I'd like to thank all the very kind and generous community members who've reached out and bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thanks so much, everyone. I'd like to thank Hokkaido Pal. Thank you for all the useful information. Thank you, my friend. Domo arigato. Vicente, thanks so much. Ken, thank you for your great effort. You have achieved an incredible community. It's just such a beautiful community that we have, like an extended family. It's so wonderful to interact with everyone every day. I always look forward to it. It gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps me up at night in a good way. Thank you, Vicente. Very nice of you. June. Hi, Ken. I feel like many others here when I say you are like family. How beautiful. I feel exactly the same way. Watching your videos daily, doing the masterclass, interacting with the community, and learning new concepts is a bright part in each of my days. How gorgeous. You've made the world a better place, Gan. Thanks so much, June, and thanks so much for all your beautiful comments inside the community. You're just amazing. Thank you also to Brett. Wow, Brett wrote a lot here. It's really nice about spreading real wealth throughout the world, and what an incredible community we have. And our community, they're ambassadors. They're out there helping other people. I love this. Be like Ken, be kind. It's such a beautiful thing. And thank you very much. Congratulations on the 400th video. And thank you to Cat House for your really nice comment. I always come and look at these comments, and I don't log in, so I keep private comments confidential. Tales from the Man Cave. Thank you, my friend. 400 episodes. Wow. We have a beautiful KS family. I appreciate you all very much. And best regards from Switzerland. Thank you so much, Nick. And Nick, what a talent and what a beautiful person. So many videos from Nick. He's just incredibly talented. I just wanted to let the community know that I've put a new video under the post section. Well, a video that I did previously, one I do every month. And we can see that this Buy Me a Coffee website has been going for 6 months because I put up 6 videos. I just wanted to thank everybody so much for their kindness and generosity. It's really beautiful. I'd like to share some comments from the last video from our beautiful community, and I would just like to let everybody know, first and foremost, I just wrote a little message here. I absolutely read everybody's comment across all social media, and there's quite a few comments, and I always do my best to respond, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult. But I wanted to let everybody know that you're the reason that I do this. I get up every morning and go to bed late at night because of the incredible people inside our community. I feel so blessed to know you. And so many people reached out and said, congratulations, Ken, on the 400th episode. And it was just so beautiful. And I want to let you know that I'm so very, very thankful for everybody in the community. And I know a lot of people don't say anything, but I'm very thankful for you as well. I believe that if you're in this community, you were drawn here for a reason, and it's a really, really good reason. We talk about creating intergenerational wealth, but also intergenerational meaning and kindness. Kindness is a strength that is often overlooked by people, by a lot of people. It takes great courage and great strength to be kind, especially in a world like ours. I'll just quickly whip through it, but it's really nice to see Jess again. Hi Jess, really lovely to see you. Jess is buried in the masterclass at the moment. Thank you Larry, and thank you very much Purple Adam, very nice. I love this, be kind to others. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thank you also Gabriel, and steady improvement. Ken is not a human, he's a robot. No, I'm human. And Badger, thank you so much, just beautiful. And meditative mind. And thank you Let Me Know Barry. Let Me Know Barry is just a master of GIFs on Twitter, just a talent to behold. And thank you John, very kind words. Thank you the meditative mind and Jason Rice. And Rudy and Kirk. This is so important what Kirk says, walking the walk and talking the talk. That is incredibly vital. Many people say that they can have integrity and all of these other things, but we get tested every day on it. Passing those integrity tests, passing the trust test is really vital. Masterclass students, that's part of the foundation of the real wealth section. And Mark, thank you so much, my friend. And Mark's absolutely loving the real wealth section. The masterclass is on fire. I'm at the real wealth section right now. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Thanks so much, Mark. Thank you, Vicente, and thank you, Brett. It's really beautiful what Brett said. As a community, we are spreading real wealth throughout the world, and that ripple and intergenerational effects are being felt. We, as a community, we're helping so many people, even those who are not yet born. What a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, Brett. And thank you, Crypto No Stress, as well as Crypto Turtle. Crypto Turtle is everywhere. And thank you, Miguel and Tessa. And thank you to Owen. Owen starts his day, and it's very encouraging. All the KS family members setting the right mindset to face the day. So beautiful. Thank you, Owen. And thank you to Flamingo too. Flamingo's just such a wonderful person, and I love this, wishing real wealth to everyone. Thank you to Peter and Andrew, especially helpful in building a resilient mindset. How beautiful during these fearful times. And a very special thank you to Buildy. Congratulations on 400 videos, all with amazing quality. Thank you, my friend. And Badger, we know that Buildy was the very first original gangster community member. Whew, how cool. And thank you to Beardy and also Lucas. Thank you to C. C wants the Yoda voice to come back. Why not? Let's put in a special request and see if we can't get Yoda back. Richard. So Ken is not for sale despite several offers a day. I think Richard says some funny things in here. I'm sure many of us would like a Ken in our home. Perhaps one day in the metaverse we can buy a Ken, as long as it's not his evil twin. This evil twin is what Beardy, a very beloved community member, he put out a sort of satirical video. This is naughty Beardy. And basically Evil Ken is his caricature of the opposite of me. So that's a person who loves leverage, who always buys green, who does all the wrong things in crypto. Good on you, Beardy. And thank you very much to the Online Explorer, Ken, what do I need to do to have you as my mentor? It's really all about the masterclass. I put the masterclass together to do knowledge transfer. It's literally knowledge transfer. I want you to be able to do what I do each day and to have my set of thinking as well. I've provided the link of the masterclass in the description of this video. It's in every video. It's just CryptoTechnicalAnalysis.org. If you go across to the testimonial section, I have a video here as to why I actually started everything. This was on the 11th of December 2021 that I put this video releasing the masterclass. I think that's really important to understand my motives behind doing what I do. I'd like to also say thank you and very much to Rhett and Philip. Also, Kevin reached out and said, how do I apply for the CTKS Ambassador program? When you go to CryptoTechnicalAnalysis.org and just click on the Ambassador link, the CTKS Ambassador designation is the highest honor in crypto technical analysis. CTKS Ambassadors are awarded by me, and I look for very specific things. I look for dedication and commitment, especially in the real wealth aspects of integrity, decency, and kindness. This is a designation that cannot be applied for. It's all based on action. The first thing is, of course, you need to be able to go through the masterclass. That's really important because there's so much in there that's just not on the public channel. A lot of people have talked about that there's probably 10 or 100 times more inside, 100 times more value inside the masterclass than the public channel, which is quite incredible because I do my absolute best to deliver maximum value every single day, 7 days a week, week in, week out, year in, year out. One thing is that I want people to be kind and to be friendly. You can't be a crypto technical analysis ambassador if you are unfriendly. That's not one of the core values of real wealth. When you look at real wealth, which is an incredibly important concept, real wealth is attracted by friendliness, attracted by dedication, commitment, hard work, all the things that go into keeping wealth. And when people go through the real wealth section of the masterclass, you can understand how incredibly important kindness and friendliness is. People can be highly skilled, but if they're unfriendly or unkind, they will not succeed to the degree that they could in life. Life will simply demote them, and they won't know why. Life is promoting other people in their place, but it's just a rule and a law of success. Every day I read all the comments, the questions across all social media, and of course inside the masterclass as well. I look to see who steps up, who looks after other people right across all the platforms. They are ambassadors, the people who look after other people, the people who create real wealth and spread real wealth. These things are really, really important. It's not just about making money, it's about making a difference. I know that many people can be shy and reluctant to come forward and express their views, but please understand, our community is literally a family. We're a global family. Inside the masterclass, you can always share in an absolute environment of protection and safety. I do not ever tolerate bad behavior, and I always promote good behavior, kindness, and integrity. These are really, really important personality traits, and all CTKS ambassadors must have them. Literally every day I assess people's behavior and I keep a note on what everybody is talking about, and I really want people who are passing the real wealth integrity test to get promoted, and I want them to do incredibly well. That's what the ambassador program is all about. And there are a lot of perks that go with being a CTKS ambassador. One of those perks is to be able to offer a special coupon code to other people. The price of the masterclass will remain at $4950, But if there are ambassadors that you know, there are none appointed yet. But if you know of ambassadors, you can actually reach out to them and say, could I please have a code? And that will give you an incredible discount on the masterclass and also give you 3 years of access. Normal masterclass members that just come in and buy at the full price and don't go through an ambassador will get 2 years and pay nearly 5,000 US. So I do this because I want the ambassadors to do really, really well. When I talk about being more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, I mean what I say. In the next few days, I'm going to be reaching out to the ambassadors and letting them know. But by the way, always keep in mind, ambassadorship is an ongoing assessment criteria. It's not something that is simply awarded and people can then do whatever they like. It's not like that. Ambassadors are ambassadors. If you think about the ambassador of a country, for example, if that ambassador moves into the embassy, oh, so many A's, and just does the wrong thing by that country, that ambassador will lose their post. It's exactly the same here. This is the real world, and everything has meaning. Anybody from the masterclass can get the CTKS ambassadorship designation. You just have to show the qualities and just live them. And if you do so, you'll find your life just improves for the very, very best. And it's not because of anything that we're doing here. It will simply mean that your success, the door to success, will just be flung wide open. If in the past you've been really shy and reluctant to let your voice be heard, please know that our community is incredibly supportive and very, very loving, and showing kindness and compassion and helpfulness to other people. You're in a safe environment to do so. It could be really life-changing. Sharing your thoughts and helping other people is the way towards not only meaning, but success. And the ambassadorship program is open to everyone. Many times in the masterclass, I've held back directly answering questions because I want to get ambassadors to step forward. Just be aware of that. There are so many things that I do, but it's always with the intention of you being more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. I'd like to also say thank you to Biff. Biff was biking along his common route in Mexico, and a Mexican approached him and asked him not for money but for emotional help. Biff talked to him for half an hour and tried his best to help him. He doesn't know if he helped him or not, but he said, please stop me if you see me and I will stop to talk to you, because it meant a lot to me. This is really beautiful stuff. This is real wealth in action. This is what CTKS ambassadors do. They bring and share real wealth to everyone, and it's an intergenerational thing. I just love what you did, Biff. Congratulations. That's just so beautiful. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know if you've got any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, including the link to the masterclass. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.